All right, what's going on YouTube? Today we're going to talk about chapter 1069 because there's some crazy shit going on. We got to go over it. All right, so most of the chapter is going to revolve around Luffy versus Lucci. And we actually see Kaku warning Lucci not to fight Luffy because he's a Yonko and they cannot fight Yonko without permission from the top brass, which is dumb. I feel like if the Marines see a Yonko, they should at least try and fight because, you know, they're the Marines, that they have to stop pirates. I feel like they should just try anything they can. All right, skipping over to Marineford, and we find out that Kizaru is actually headed straight towards Egghead. Now, this might be interesting because personally, I feel like you would have to be at least an admiral to challenge Luffy. So hopefully Kizaru will show up and give Luffy a real fight. And on top of that, he's also Sentomaru's uncle, so that might be another reason he's showing up, just to protect Sentomaru, because he knows damn well Luffy would fold her. So I think that he's coming over to protect her. On top of that, we're gonna have to wait and see, but I cannot wait to see an admiral again. I want to see an admiral do something like meaningful besides Green Bull. Again, besides Green Bull, I'm not even gonna get into it. We see Luffy in Gear 5 and Lucci in Awakened form fighting each other, and this is actually pretty insane. Vegapunk explains that there are many cases of zone type awakenings that rob their users of their own personality, right? So we saw this with the jailed beast back in Impel Down, so that actually does make sense, and this is something that checks out. We didn't see this with Kaido. You could argue maybe some of his drunk forms, because in his drunk forms, he did seem less like himself. It's definitely possible that that could be an awakening. However, it would be weird because he needed alcohol to do it, so I don't understand why you would need alcohol to awaken your Devil Fruit. And another one that could be an awakening is Blazing Bagua, but at the same time, we saw the jailed beast and it was more like a hybrid form awakening. The same thing with Chopper, it's still more like a hybrid form thing where you're still kind of bipedal. Whereas Kaido has only shown what could be an awakening in his dragon form, right? I feel like if he had an awakening, he would use it in hybrid form. I don't understand why he wouldn't. All right, so if you look at Lucci in his awakened form, he actually looks a lot like Luffy, except he has black flames and, you know, he's a leopard and he looks a lot slimmer. So this is actually like a really cool awakening. One of the best designs I've seen. I'm actually pretty happy with this because Lucci does have one of the best Devil Fruits in my opinion. All right, so Vegapunk comes in and Vegapunk explains that the Gumma Gumma no Mi is not in the Devil Fruit Encyclopedia, which makes sense because we know the Gorosei made that up basically to hide the actual name of the Devil Fruit, which, you know, kind of makes them look stupid because they knew Luffy had the Devil Fruit the whole time. He came to the war, used the Devil Fruit, and y'all sat there like you didn't know, but whatever. All right, so Vegapunk explains that Luffy looks exactly like the god Sun God Nika in ancient documents, right? And basically, this god is the warrior of liberation, always playful to the end, and puts a smile on people's faces. So basically Luffy, right? So Vegapunk himself calls Luffy Sun God Nika, and he drops a bombshell on Devil Fruits. However, do not run a mile with this because this is just Vegapunk's theory. However, I do think this is going to play a part in when we find out about the origin of Devil Fruits. This is definitely going to play a big part in it. I don't think this is the whole story, but we're going to find out a little bit. Vegapunk says, as long as people continue to yearn for Joy Boy and Sun God Nika, like Luffy will exist, yada, yada, yada. And he says Devil Fruits are basically the same. The Devil Fruits are the potential of human evolution that humanity wished for. If you guys understand human evolution, we can look back to when we were monkeys. According to Darwinism, we used to be monkeys. And what Vegapunk is saying is that basically when we were monkeys, we dreamed of becoming humans, and then we became Homo sapiens and Neanderthals and yada, yada, yada. The point is, this is like the same concept except with Devil Fruits. Basically, if anyone in the past thought something like, wouldn't it be nice if I could, I don't know, become a jacket, in the future, a jacket fruit would be created. I don't know why anybody would wish for that, but that was wished for, so it's here now. So basically, these are the powers of the diverse future of humankind, according to Vegapunk. And then he explains that these abnormalities are not created by nature, so the mother of all nature, being the ocean, the sea, hates them, and that's why they have their weakness, right? And it makes sense, kind of, because if these are created out of unnatural reasoning, it would make sense as to why nature doesn't accept it. So basically, Devil Fruit users are beings that live in a completely different world that many people wished and envisioned. All right, so Vegapunk is asking Sentomaru to defect. So she's not actually going to betray CP0, but then CP0 tries to use the Seraphim Kuma to attack them, right? But Sentomaru has authority over them, so she commands the S-Bear to attack them instead, right? And this makes sense. And we actually find out the ranking of the Pacifista's authority. So when it comes to the Pacifista in the world government, they respond first to the 5 elders, then Dr. Vegapunk, then Sentomaru, and then the holder of the authority chip. And we have to understand how strong the Seraphim really are, because the entire CP0 crew is trying to run away as he prepares an attack. The Seraphim are cracked. I don't care what anybody says. The Seraphim are OP. I don't understand how they're this strong. So for a second here, Luffy actually turns into like a little version of Cat Katakuri. He turns the ground into a punch and he punches Lucci away. So that's pretty impressive. All right, so now we got Jinbei reacting to baby Jinbei, and he thought they would never clone him, which is weird because the government is not, they're not good people, Jinbei. I don't know what you expected, but yeah, they definitely cloned Jinbei. He's pretty like shook by, which I would be too if someone cloned me. And then Lucci comes out of nowhere and Bao just hits Sentomaru in the stomach, killing her, or I don't know if she's dead, but she's been ruthlessly pierced through the chest is what the chapter says. She might be dead. And now that Sentomaru is down, Lucci knows that CP0 will have full command of the Seraphim. So now it's basically Lucci and the Seraphim versus the Straw Hats, which is going to be interesting next chapter. Okay, couple things to talk about this chapter. The origin of Devil Fruits. If they really do come from people's wishes, we have things to talk about. Who the wished for a pocket fruit? I can't. Who wished for more pockets? Who wished to become a jacket? And there's more Devil Fruits we're gonna cover. A lot of them are questionable. We're gonna have to go over that in a different video. But for this video, let's talk about Lucci versus Luffy. All right, so last chapter, I was expecting Luffy to just basically one-shot Lucci by this chapter, but then they have their little clash in this chapter. And to be fair, Luffy is not using any haki, it looks like. It looks like a basic armament clash. So he's using basic armament haki. He's not using Rio haki or advanced conquerors haki. So that is something to take into account. A lot of people like to point out that Kaido one-shotted Luffy. However, you have to understand, Luffy himself realizes that when Kaido one-shotted him, he was using Advanced Conqueror's Haki. Advanced Conqueror's Haki is what makes your attack so devastating. Like a basic armament attack is not anywhere near the level of Advanced Conqueror's attack. So Lucci is clashing with Gear 5 Luffy, yes, but it's not the same Gear 5 Luffy that fought Kaido, just to make that clear. And obviously Luffy was using like 3 types of Haki while fighting Kaido, whereas Lucci, he's not using even any advanced Haki. He's using basic armament Haki, so obviously taking it easy on Lucci. But now that Sentomaru is kind of dead, he's gonna have to fight seriously. So hopefully by next chapter, Lucci will be done. It's not up to us to make assumptions about power scaling. However, I'm gonna still make assumptions because I don't care. The point is, I just feel like if you're fighting people like Kaido, why the hell is Lucci giving you a hard time? That's just how I feel. So hopefully by next chapter, Lucci will be done. And even in this chapter, it didn't even look like Lucci stood a chance because even while they're clashing, it's very obvious Luffy's stronger. I think Luffy just needs to use advanced Haki and put him down at this point. There's no point in going easy on him. I don't know why he's going easy on him anyway. He already saw him defeat Atlas and he's still going easy on him, so it makes no sense to me, but whatever. Right, so hopefully by next chapter, the fight will be over. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments. And also, let me know what you think of today's chapter because I thought it was pretty amazing. We found out a lot of stuff about Devil Fruits, a lot of stuff about Awakenings, so I'm very happy to see that. And also, I'm very happy to see Sentomaru. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next chapter. Peace.